This conference will now be recorded.
So in the previous classes, we saw some say reports which we used to create, that is static or dynamic. That is, we use some formulas, we use some user form controls, and we used to create the reports. But today in this session, we'll see how we can create dynamic reports or static reports by using pivot tables, that is with the data what we have. So here I have one sample dashboard where we have done this completely by using pivot tables here. Then I also have one more dashboard here where this is slightly dynamic, where again this is also from pivot tables, but we are using the slicers. Then again we have one more dashboard here that is still more uh, you know uh, a beautiful dashboard, or say we can call it as a modern kind of dashboard. Again, it is using some slicers here where I can create some reports like this. We'll see how much we can do today. If it is like taking more time, then we can have one more session for creating this dashboard as well. But this is very easy to create. That is very simple to create these dashboards. So we'll do from scratch how to create this, say, simple dashboard first, and then we'll go with creating this dashboard, and then we'll see how we can create this dashboard. All right. So I have the data here. I'll just take this data completely to another workbook, a new workbook. Here we are not using any formula, macros here to create the dashboards. It's just using only the pivot tables to create the dashboards. The previous one, what we saw, the reporting was using the formulas and user form controls, but today's dashboard will be completely on the pivot tables. All right. So I just copied the data and pasted in one of the files here. I'll call it as data here. The naming convention is very important when you're actually working on some dashboards. Let's save this as well. Say Control S. We'll go to our folder where we save all our files. And we'll call it as dashboard 2.0. Right. Now, if you see this, we copied the data. Now I want to create some dashboard like this. So here you can see some images are there, some linked values are there here, and some reports are there. First, what we'll do is we'll try to create a pivot table for all these reports what we have created here. First, we'll try to prepare the data. So if you go to this calculation sheet, I have created some pivot tables here like this. A three different step, that is, one is for the entire total what we have here, the summarized reports. Then we have the reports here for the charts, that is by regions. Then we have by state here, that is top 5 states based on sales, profit, orders, and customers. All right, so we'll go to our file here and we'll try to create the pivot table. We know that to create the pivot table, I'll go to this insert, and here I have this pivot table, and we'll create a pivot table. I'll just say okay. So first thing what we have to do is we have to get the total sales, total profit, then orders, and the number of states. So that is what we have here, or say number of customers. Let's go back to our file here. To get the total sales, I have the sales. I'll just drag and drop in this values. I'll get the total sales. Now to get the total profit, I'll just copy this and I'll paste somewhere here. I'll remove this sales and let's take this profit. Copy this, paste it here. Now I need the total number of orders. I have this unique orders. Remove this. I'll take this unique orders. Copy this, paste it. I want unique customer count. Let's go here. I'll take this customer count. So simple. I got the summarized data for sales, profit, orders, and customer. That is this one, what we have on top. I want the data for this one, this level, that is by region, sales, profit, orders, and customers. Let's go back to our file. It's again very simple. I'll just copy this and paste it here. Now we have this sum of sales. I just have to drag this region and I'll put it here. That's it. Now whatever data I have here, that will get split here. Now quickly I'll just copy this. I'll paste it here. I'll remove this sales and I'll take this profit and drag and drop. Copy this, paste it. Now instead of profit, I'll take this orders. Now let's copy this again, paste it. I'll remove this orders. I'll take this total customer. Done. It is that simple actually when you're creating by using pivot tables. The next one what we have is based on state. Now what we can do, let's copy all this and I'll just paste it. Leave some gap here, I'll tell you why. Always have some buffer for calculation also. I'll just paste it somewhere here. Now let's go here. I'll just remove this region and we'll take the state. Scroll down and take this state. Now I got this state. Let's go to this pivot table, remove this. I'll take this state here. There's that state, okay. Then take this, remove region, take the state, and here again we'll do the same thing. Done. My data is ready now for creating the dashboard. Now in this case, we want the top 5 region, that is state. So how to do that? So let's go here. Again, you don't have to write any formulas. Go to this value filters and here I have this top 10. Click on this top 10. If you think that I want just top 5, say 5 and say okay. You can see that I'm getting the top 5 values. Let's do the same thing for rest all pivot tables. Just go here. You can choose however you want. So it's not that you have to create the dashboard with these values only. So you can plan your dashboard however you want. I'm just giving some idea for you how we can actually create dashboard by using pivot tables. So done. You can see that my data is ready now. Now I want to create a dashboard. Let's go here and say dashboard. Let's go dashboard 1 and name it as calculation sheet. Let's create one more reporting sheet here. I'll call it as dashboard 1. Keep in mind, many people actually what they do is they'll try to create the chart. Let's say I'll just create one rough chart here. I'll just take one column chart, right click and say select data. If you go here, they'll directly select the data from here like this, from the pivot table. When I say okay, you can see that this becomes like a pivot table. This is a pivot chart actually. Don't create this pivot chart because you'll have a lot of options here, which will come in the front end. So what we'll do is, instead of taking this pivot chart, we'll go here. We'll just take this as equals and select this, say enter. I'm just taking this as a normal data instead of pivot table. This pivot table, assuming that I have only 4 regions here, I'm just using this static type. Otherwise, we have to give some more buffer so that if any more regions are getting added here, they should not disturb the formulas what we have written here. So I'm just assuming that this will not increase, that is thinking that it's a static one. Now I'll just go here, say Control D and say Control R. I don't want this grand total. I'll just remove this. So if you observe here, I'm not doing anything advanced. I'm just creating the pivot table and I'm trying to prepare the data. Let's copy this and I'll just paste here. See how quickly, if you know these references, it will be more easy. I just did only for one table. I just copied and pasted. Now let's do the same thing for the state as well. I'll say equals and I'll select this value and then Control D, Control R will delete this. Again, I'm telling you, assuming that here I have this top 5, this will not go beyond these formula values. I'm just keeping the formula just below this pivot table. Otherwise, we can do more other way of doing this if it is dynamic. Let's copy this, just paste it below this. Done. My data is ready. Now let's go to this dashboard. Now we need to have some text like this. That is, we actually call it as card. We don't have card visualization in Excel, so we'll try to create something like this in Excel itself. And then we have some pie chart and then the bar chart. Let's go back. Now, when you're creating a dashboard, always try to remove this grid lines. Let the heading be there. Later on, we can remove this. Now, to create the card, whatever we saw, go to this insert. I'll take this shape, and you have a lot of shapes here. Whichever shape you want, you can just take. Let's go here. I'll just keep this here, and then I'll just drag it like this. All right. Just try to adjust this however you want, how much ever width you want. Later also you can see the dashboard view and you can fix it. Let's go here. I'll just fix it something like this. Change the color. I'll just change this to light gray color, and I'll remove the outline. If you think that you want to have some shadows or something, that again depends on your formatting style, however you want. I need 4 different cards here. I'll just go and I'll just take 4 cards like this. If you think you want to keep it somewhere till here, you can keep it. I'll select this and we'll go to this format. We'll say distribute. So I got 4 different text box or say shapes here where I can get the data. Now I want the total sales here. So how the total sales here? Let's go. I'll take one text box. Go to the shape and I'll take this text box. Select this text box. Say equals and refer this cell. Let's make it as equals A4. Right. Dashboard, and we'll say A4. Okay. Right. Now I'll take this value and I'll put it here. We'll try to format this. We'll make it as Arial and increase this to somewhere this and keep it here. Make it bold. Now, if you want to change this format, say here, we'll go say Control 1. We'll change the number format. Say 1000 separator, and I want without decimals. And if you think that I want to change this to millions or say thousands, you can go to this custom. Let's change the format. Here, if you want to change this to thousands, we can put 1 comma in the end. This becomes in thousands. If you think that you want to make it in millions, again, I can put one more column here. This becomes million. So let's keep it in thousands as of now. And I'll give a space, double quote. Okay, that means this will give me a format of thousands. Let's copy this format and keep it for other values also. Say, so I can see that this gets converted to thousands. If you go here and see, this also gets converted to thousand. Let me just align this towards my left hand side. If you think that you want to increase some more, just make it as 20 like this. Right. Now let's copy this and I'll just drag it here like this. So one value, if you create one format, if you create, the rest all will be very easy. Now this link is actually going to this A4. Now I'll go here and I'll take this to F4. Now Control 1, I just copied this format. I'll just paste this, say okay. This also gets formatted. Now for this, don't have to format this 1000 because it's already is these things are in thousands. Now let's go. This is for F4, then this is K4 and O4. Select this. I'll make it as F4. As I mentioned in the previous session, if I change the references, the format will actually go. So for that, what we'll do, say Control Shift C, select Control Shift V. It gets formatted. Now this one, this is K4 Let's go here. I'll change this to K4 and this one as O4. Done. My links are ready. Say Control V, select this control. Now we need the heading here. Let's go here. Again, take one text, say total sales, and let's keep it here like this. Let's change the font. Make sure that you are using this standard font. That is, if I'm using Arial throughout my dashboard, let it be Arial only. Let's go here. I'll say 10, make it bold. Now let's copy this. You can use Control Shift and drag like this. Done. Now this is profit and this is orders and this will be customers. See? Right. Next one is bringing some icons here. The icons what we get, many people actually download it from internet, but never do that. Why? Because when I'm actually taking the icons from internet, they are actually licensed. Some are actually free. There are some free websites where you can get the icons, but make sure that you first know that whether they are licensed or it is free to download. But what to do if it is actually licensed and I don't have that much of amount to purchase it? You don't have to bother. Icons are available in Excel itself. Go to this insert. Go to this insert. Here I have something called as icons. Click on this icon. We'll get the entire list. There are so many thousands of icons here which you can actually select. Just scroll down and you get so many icons here. So whichever you feel that it is appropriate, you can just select that. Let me go here. Just select few icons. Say for sales, let me just take something like this. Then for profit, I'll take this. Then for orders, I'll take this. Then for customer, you can just scroll down. Here we get some of the icons I can just select. Okay, there are something like this. So I'll just select some like this, customers. Say insert. I can see that 4 different icons are here. Now select all this. You can see that. Let me just reduce this to fit and I can keep it here like this. Right. Now if you think that I want to have same size for all this, say Control 1, you can go and check in the properties size. It says 0.35 and 0.35. That is, if you want to make all these also with a similar size. Now what I'll do, select all these 3 by holding Control and here I'll say 0.35 and 0.35. Done. Let's take this and I'll just put it here like this. Done. Now my card is ready. So this cards, whatever you see here, this is available in BI tools, in Power BI, Tableau and all, they are readily available. But here we don't have that card. So if you want to do that, this is the easiest way what we can do. Right. Now for me, the card is ready. The next level is about creating the charts for each region value here. Already the data is prepared. Let's go to this dashboard. Let's say insert and I'll take one pie chart. So any chart, whatever you want, I've used pie chart. I'll just go with this pie chart. Just keep it below this like this and try to adjust something like this. Right. So if you want, you can make it center like this. Keep it somewhere here. Okay. Now where is the data? Just right click, select data, and I will select the data here like this. So you can see that I got the pie chart. I'll say the chart. Let's delete all this so that I'll get some space here. I can give some labels, format one chart so that I can copy and paste all the other charts as well. I've taken this data label and let me select this label. So here you can see that it's a normal number. So we have to change this to thousands or millions. I just select this, say control 1. Here we'll go to this number and we'll select this number. Here we'll go. I'll just remove the decimal number. Same concept here also. I'll put one comma in the end and I'll say 1000. That is K. Say add. You can see that this gets changed. If you want, you can keep it as a normal number itself, but it will be too big actually. You can convert this to 1000. It looks good. Right. If you don't want space, you can just remove the space here. That's also possible. You can just go here. You can see that the space is not there. Here we have given space. So if you don't want the space, you can remove the space from this format. Right. Now I can see that the label is actually inside the pie chart. I'll say outside. You can see that goes outside like this. Select. I'll change the font to Arial and I'll make it 8. Done. So this is for one chart. Let me just copy this. I'll just drag it and I'll put it here. I'm using Control Shift and drag. Done. Now I just have to go right click, select data, and then just change the range. So, see, automatically it will get changed. Now select the labels, Control 1, and here I'll say outside it. Same thing we can do for this as well. Right click, select data, and here I'll select this data. That's why before creating all this, we need to arrange everything. Here, if you think that let it be with the 1000 formats, you can keep it. Otherwise, we can go here and we can format this number. Say I want normal number, whatever is there. I'll just remove this 1000 separator, the 1000 value, whatever is there, and you can get the normal value. Right click and say here, just go and say outside. Then we get the normal value, whatever is there, without converting this into thousands. Again, we'll go here. If you think that I don't want this thousands, remove this, say add, we'll get this numbers like this. Right click, select data, and we'll select the total customer and send this to outside. All right. So I got this second level of data. The third level is about the top 5 states based on the whatever value we have here. Just drag it down like this. And if you think that you want to increase a little more height, now let's say right click, go to this select data. Here I have the top 5 values, whatever is there. I'll just select this and say okay. I don't want this to be a pie chart. Go to this insert. Here I'll select this bar chart. Done. Over. Now let me remove this grid lines. Select this axis, control 1, make it reverse order so that we'll get the top value on top, something like this. I don't want this axis, so you can remove the axis as well. You can just go here, you can remove this. Here we have this axis, just take out this. You can see that I'm getting only the values like this. Now just replicate it. If you think that you want to increase the size of this bar, you can go here. You can see that I have this gap. Just try to reduce this. I'll make it as 25 and see. This looks good. Now make a replicate of this. Right. Let's go here. Right click, select data. Just select this data. Right click, select data, and select this data. So only efforts what you have to do is for preparing the data in the backend. The rest all will be very simple for you. select this, say okay, done. So we don't have the label, don't worry, we'll just go here and we'll say data labels. Select all the data labels here, done. Now here we have to format this, say control 1, go to this number and we'll select the number. Here we'll make it comma, okay. That is thousands, done. So this dashboard is a static dashboard. Quickly we can do something like this by using this pivot tables. Let me save this. This is a complete static one. Here we are not changing anything by using any slicers or something. Let's go to another dashboard, that is dashboard 2 here. Here we have more options. That is, if I go here and click any of these slicers, we are getting some say reports which are getting changed automatically. If I go and change this timeline here, we are getting this changed. And here if you see, I can change this region values, something like this. So if you want to do this, again we have to plan. So what all things we have to do here? Say first thing is I need to have some pivot table for this subcategory wise, and we have this sales. So we have taken only sales here. Here we have one more chart, that is total sales by category and by profit. So first we'll do this part and then we'll come to this part. So always whenever you are creating any dashboard, first you have to plan the reports. If you're planning the reports, so most of your work is done. That means if I'm knowing that what all reports I need, so in the back end quickly I can just start creating the reports. Right, so how to do this? So here again we have very simple calculations what we have done. Let's go here. If you say this, first I have taken one pivot table, that is for this chart. That is, here we have this with subcategories, and I have this month column and then the sales value. Then here the second chart, what you see here by category, that is sales and by profit. If you see here again, I have taken one more pivot table here, that is by sales and by profit, that is for the categories. All right, so first we'll create these three tables, pivot tables here. Now let's go and I'll name this as dashboard 2 underscore cats. Let's go to this data and we'll say insert pivot table. Just delete this. Let's delete this sheet. I'll name this sheet. So we know that we are actually creating a chart, that is for subcategories. We'll go here, I'll just drag and drop here. I'm getting this subcategory. In the column, I need the month. So what I'll do, I'll just drag this order date and I'll put it here. You can see that I'm getting this grouped value, that is the years. But what I actually need is only month. So what we'll do here, we have this column, say right click. Here we'll get this group. I'll just remove this quarters and years and I'll keep only months. Say okay, you can see that I'm getting only month here. Then the grand total will be there. Now I want this by sales. I'll go here. I'll select this sales and put it in values. Now I got this entire table here with all the subcategories of all the say categories, whatever we have. This is entire subcategories. Now we are not filtered with any categories. I don't want this grand total, so we'll go to this design. Here we have this grand total. I'll say grand total, we'll say off, but I want this row level grand total. So for that I'll go here, the grand total on for rows. Let this be, because we need grand total for creating some charts, say value, something like this. Right, for me this chart is ready, this table is ready. Let's go back. We have another two tables to be created for total sales by category and total profit by category. I'll just copy the same pivot table and here just paste it. Now let's modify this. Right click, say show field list. Here I want category. I'll just remove this and I'll take category. Let's go and check category. I have this category here. Just put it here. Now if you say this, I'm getting by month category here. In this case, I don't want this grand total. If you want, you can keep it. Otherwise, I'll just remove this grand total. I want for profit. I'll just copy this and I'll put it here. And here I'll say, right click, show field list. I'll remove the sales and I'll take this profit. Right. So if you say this, I got two different charts. So we can also, what we can do is, suppose if you think that I want some line chart like this, we can convert this, that is the month in this row headers and category in column headers like this. So otherwise what will happen is we'll not get the chart what we are actually expecting. So I just showed you how we can copy and paste here. Next what we'll do is we'll just try to reverse this. Let's go here, select this, right click, say show pivot table. We'll just interchange this order date here and category here. This is to get the line chart like this. So here we have one more chart. Let's go here, right click, show field list, order date, category. Right. So for me, the three tables, whatever I need is ready. Now let's go here. Since I'm creating this chart here, we'll go to this another dashboard. I'll just say dashboard 2. Right. Now what we'll do, first we'll create a slicer for these three tables. Let's go here, go to this pivot table, analyze, and then we'll say insert slicer. The slicers what I need here is based on category. I'll select this category. Another what I need is the order date, but we'll not take this order date here. We'll go and we'll take timeline. What is the timeline? Timeline is actually for the dates. So I will select here, say table. Here we have this timeline. I'll select this order date. Now I have these two slicers. I'll just cut this and I'll put it here. Let this be here now. You can reduce this. I don't want this thing here. Okay. Let this be my month. Later on we can change this to year, or we can just change this to year like this. I'm getting the timeline here. If you want, you can reduce this and keep it here. Formatting we can do later. Let's go to this view and let me remove this grid lines. Now coming to this, here we'll take this data, we'll create spark lines. Instead of taking a chart, we'll take spark lines. So spark lines, what it will do is it will give me this kind of chart. This one. I'll show you how to create these spark lines. Let's go here to this sheet. I'll say equals and we'll select this data. So for this, I don't have to create one more table here because I'm just trying to use the spark lines. Let me just drag it down. So I'm getting this data. All the data is there. Let's say delete. Now what I actually want here is I want a spark line to be available here. So here I don't have to take the entire data. So what we'll do, we'll go here, we'll say insert a spark line. Click on this line. It asks for the data range. I will select this entire data range from here till here. Let's say okay. Let me just see. Okay. Let's say we'll go here, insert, select this range. Do not select this heading. Here I'll select this range. So I got these spark lines. Let me just reduce this if you want. Now I need the grand total. I'll say equals and I'll select this grant code. This is N5. We just copy the same thing here. I'll just make it as N5. Right. Let me copy this till down. So I got the table here, which we had created here like this. But here, when I click on this slicer, say I'm getting this zeros. If I click on this, so it is getting dynamically changed, but here I'm getting these zeros. So what to do with this? Let's see. Let me just format this table. I'll just say Control 1, go to this borders. I'll take some color, very light color like this. Just give some lines like this. You can see that I'm getting some lines. Now let's increase the row height. Okay. Now let's align this to middle align. I'll change this to Arial. Done. And we'll change the font size to 10. Okay. This one will make it as bold. First we'll format and then we'll see how we can remove these zeros here. Now this one, say Control 1, go to this number, say number, 1000 separator as I told. If you want, you can make it as 1000, so comma, like this. Suppose if you think that it's too small number to convert this into 1000, let's keep it as is like this. This is also fine. But how to remove these zeros? So what we'll do, first we'll go here, say Control 1, here we'll go to this custom. So wherever it is 0, let's make it as blank. So for this, we need to give some format like this, give a colon, and I'll put one square bracket equals 0. I'll say double quotes and double quotes. So what this format will do is, this will remove wherever I have the 0. Say okay. You can see that the zeros are gone. Same thing, let's apply for this as well. Go here, custom, and if it's equal to 0, then we'll say double quote, double quote. Say okay. Now this is gone. But what about the table here? That is the lines here. So for this, what we have to do is we have to give some conditional formatting so that the lines are not appearing. So what is this conditional formatting here? If you go, we just have to mention some formula here like this. That is, if this value is not equal to 0, then format it with these borders like this. Right. Let's go here and I'll select the entire table like this. We'll go to this conditional formatting. I'll say new rule. Here we'll apply a formula. I'll say equals this value. I'll make the column as fixed and I'll say if not equal to 0, then format this with this like this. Just I'm giving the border here. Say okay and say okay. Now remove the border which we had given here. I can see that I'm getting only border for whatever values which are appearing. Now let's click on this furniture. You can see that the borders are appearing only for that data which are available here. Now let's give some heading here. We'll say sub category. Then I'll say trend from Jan to December. And this one will say total sales. Let's select, format this. We'll make it Arial 10, middle align. If you want, you can just increase this like this. And I'll say center align, increase the column so that all this will fit. Select, and we'll fill this with some light color like this. Done. If you say this, now the table is ready like this. The next one, what we have, let me just adjust this. The next one, what we have is the line chart. Here you can see total sales by category. then total profit by category. Let's go here. We'll create two charts. Say insert. I'll take this line chart. All right. Right click. Here we have the data which I've already prepared. As I mentioned, here if you have this chart, so what will happen is this will become like a pivot chart. So what to do with this? Let's go here. We have this slicer. Right click and I'll say report connections. We'll connect these two pivot tables which I had created, that is these two ones, this one and the other one what we have created, and we'll connect this date as well. Report connections will connect. So I connected the other two pivot table also for this slicers and the timeline. I will go here, as I mentioned, take this data, say equals, and we'll select this. Control D, Control R. Now we'll take the format, make it general, and we'll copy this. We'll do the same thing for this table as well. Right. Now let's go here, right click, select data, and we'll select this range. Say, okay, you can see that I'm getting this line. So what we'll do is we'll remove all these labels. I'll remove everything. Just keep only this line, and we'll just reduce this. Let's keep it somewhere here like this. This is for the total sales. If you think that you want to format, you can go here and take this borders, lines, whatever you have. Say we want this line, and I'll change this to somewhere, whichever color you feel that nice, you can just give. And here I have this marker. Marker also, I'll just change this to the same color what I had selected. And border, I'll just remove this, no lines. So I can see that I'm getting something like this. Right. So now we got this line. So just scroll. Here we have this smooth line. Suppose if you think that you want some curve, something like this smooth line, you can select this. Remove the border and say no line. You can see that I'm just getting only this line. So just keep it somewhere here. If you want to reduce, you can just reduce this. I'll copy this and I'll paste it here like this. Right click, select data, and I'll select another range what we created for profit. Select, say okay. Change the border because the default color will get. Now take the text box, shape, and set text box equals, or we can just directly type here. We'll say total sales by category, and we'll put it here. Make it as Arial, and here we'll set drag it, put it here like this, just below, just above this profit. Say total profit. Now what we can do, we'll insert one shape, just cover this from here till here like this, so that it looks as if it's in the same chart. Send it back, and fill color will say no fill, and we'll give a border here like this. Just increase this, you can see something. All right, now if I just click on this, you can see the data is getting something like this. Okay, fine. Let me just stop here. Just save this. We'll do other reports also. We'll continue because there are a lot of things. I don't want to rush. Just to brief, okay, about all the reports what we created. I know it was little fast, but I'll tell you whatever we have done till now. I'll just brief it. Okay. First thing is we have taken this data and then we tried to create some pivot tables. We know how to create these pivot tables. It's very simple. I just took the summarized data for all this. Then again, I just copied and pasted here. We created the same thing for regions and then for states. My report was to create the top five states. So I just filtered here by states. That is top five states. Then I created these shapes and I took these icons and I just referred the values here. Then I selected the data which we just created with some pie chart and bar chart. Then in the second dashboard, we try to create the reports by using slicer, that is making it dynamic. So we created one with subcategories and another two tables with categories, that is one is for sales and profit. Then we created one chart here, the table here referring to the pivot table what we created. Then we created this spark lines. Then here we just referred the values whatever is there in the pivot table and we created these two charts. We try to refer this with the slicers what we have created. That's all. Okay, let me stop here.